Tonight, Fox 11 is on special assignment, looking into some disturbing things that law enforcement officers say is happening right here in Northeast Wisconsin. Women who are bought and sold for sex. Young girls forced into prostitution. It's often called human trafficking or sex trafficking, but some say it's a modern-day form of slavery. Here's Robert Hornacek.
From Green Bay to Grand Chute, Milwaukee to Madison, police say the problem of human trafficking is real and it's growing.
Right now in this moment, some girl is being beat out there. Some girl is being forced to have sex with a man that she doesn't want to. It's rape to me.
Nicole tells us she knows it firsthand.
There's many times I felt like I'm being raped and I'm letting it happen.
We're only using her first name in this story because Nicole tells us she's a victim of sex trafficking.
So what is sex trafficking? Well, it's when somebody, usually a woman, is forced to have sex with people for money. Now, we tend to view that as prostitution most of the time, but in many cases, the women involved say they were forced into the life when they were very young and didn't see a way out.
What is that life really like?
It's disgraceful. It's not glamorous. It destroys people's hearts.
Nicole was raised in the Fox Cities. After a troubled childhood, in which she tells us she was physically and sexually abused, she ran away and ended up on the streets of Milwaukee. She was just 17.
And I ended up being sold by a drug dealer who, at the time, I thought he was helping me, wanted to give me a place where I'd be comfortable and stable. And he ended up selling me to a pimp who took me in and taught me what it was to do what he wanted me to do.
Nicole says what he wanted her to do was bring in $1,000 a day as a prostitute.
He would send us to Chicago on the bus every night. The night that I didn't come up with the money, I decided I wasn't going to go back because I knew I would get severely beat.
With no family to help her and with nowhere else to turn, Nicole stayed in Chicago, where she soon met another man.
He convinced me that I would be a model, that he would send me on dates with men that were rich. You know, I'd go to charity events, dinners, expensive dinners and stuff. I wouldn't have to do anything, that I would be eye candy, that I was really a model.
Nicole says it all turned out to be a lie, and she says she was brainwashed and forced into prostitution.
Were you threatened by him?
Oh, yeah.
Were you hit by him? Did he?
Yeah, I was. You were threatened. There's rules you have to follow, or you could die. They tell you they will kill you. They tell you they will kill your family. They beat you with belts, with bats, with hammers.
So what's being done about the problem? Well, quite a bit. And at the same time, not nearly enough. Police are trying to crack down on it and support groups are trying to help victims, but both say sex trafficking is still growing.
We have a huge problem with it.
Attorney General J.B. Van Hollen wants to hire more agents to deal specifically with child sex trafficking.
We're not talking about just 16, 17-year-old girls. If the average age is 13, which is young enough in and of itself, that tells us that roughly half are under 13. We have infants and toddlers who are being trafficked for deviant sexual purposes. That's absolutely disgusting. And if we can't reduce that, then who can?
How many little girls grow up and say, someday I want to be a prostitute?
Connie Campbell is the director of Five Stones, a group based in the Fox Cities that's trying to make more people aware of sex trafficking here.
Getting past the barrier that, no, this can't be true, because this is the Valley, this is Mayberry, it can't happen here, is really extremely important so that we can make a difference.
Grand Chute Police Chief Greg Peterson says his department has seen several disturbing cases in the last few years. One just happened last month when an undercover officer working on a prostitution case came across a 58-year-old Chinese escort who spoke no English.
She claimed that she was here of her own accord, but she didn't arrive and rent that room. She didn't drive here, you know, and then we checked with the hotel a day or two later and she had taken a cab to Chicago, I think. You know, she had gotten in a cab and gone to Chicago because her opportunity here ended. Now we're convinced that's a human trafficking situation.
At one point, Nicole says she came back to the Fox Cities.
I was sent here to recruit girls.
To recruit girls?
Yes.
What did you find?
I brought 2 girls easily. They were girls, I picked girls like me that were, you know, lost and broken, either on drugs or had no family.
Nicole says by speaking out, she hopes to save others from a similar fate.
I'm still putting the pieces together of what had happened to me and how it happened and how can I help stop this from happening to other people. I feel it's important that the public knows.
Last year, the man Nicole tells us she worked for in suburban Chicago was sentenced to life in federal prison for forcing 4 other women to work as prostitutes. Now, he was not charged with any crimes in connection with Nicole's case, but she tells us she did testify at his sentencing. For Fox 11 on Special Assignment, I'm Robert Hornacek.
Now, if you'd like to learn more about how you can help the victims of sex trafficking, just go to our website, fox11online.com. You can click on the On Assignment tab, and there you can also see more from Robert's interview with the woman featured in tonight's story.